Stop right now and take a deep breath. I want you to hear something that could change the trajectory of your life. God is not in a hurry, and neither should you be. In fact, he said, relax, everything will come to you. That's right, not tomorrow, not when you've done everything perfectly, but in God's perfect timing, all that you've been striving for, all that you've been waiting for, all that you've been praying for, it will arrive. But here's the secret. Your peace, your patience, and your presence in the moment are the keys to unlocking it. Tonight, we're going to learn how to stop chasing, start trusting, and allow God's timing to work miracles in your life. Powerful pause here. Let them feel the weight. I want you to think about the moments in your life when you were rushing, when you were so focused on getting somewhere, achieving something, or proving yourself that you didn't even notice the lessons happening around you. Maybe you were stuck in traffic, frustrated because you were late, or maybe you stayed up at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your dream hadn't arrived yet. And in those moments, it feels like the universe has forgotten you, doesn't it? But here's the truth. God's timing is not like ours. It doesn't operate on stress, panic, or desperation. It moves with precision, with care, with a wisdom that sees the beginning and the end at the same time. The challenge is not in waiting. It's in trusting that the wait is necessary, that every delay is a preparation, and every pause is positioning you for what's meant to be yours. Think about a tree for a moment. You plant a seed, and for weeks or even months, you see nothing. No sprout, no sign of life. You might dig it up thinking it's not working, but every day beneath the surface, roots are forming. Every day, life is stirring. And then one morning, seemingly out of nowhere, a small green sprout pushes through the soil, reaching for the sunlight. That's God's timing. You don't see all the work being done, but it's happening. And when it happens fully, powerfully, and at the exact moment it is supposed to. Let me bring it closer to your daily life. Maybe you've been chasing a promotion at work, sending resumes, hustling for recognition, and yet it seems like everyone else is moving faster. You see your friends climbing, your peers achieving, and you wonder, why not me? But God's timing is not measured by what you see. It's measured by what is ready for you. When the opportunity comes, it will arrive in a way that your preparation, your skills, and your heart are ready to handle it. If it came too soon, you wouldn't be ready. If it came too late, you would have missed the moment. Trusting the timing of the universe means believing that the right doors will open at the right time and that no delay is a denial. Look at relationships in your life. How many times have you rushed into a friendship or a romance, only to find out later that it wasn't right? And yet, when the right person came along, everything felt effortless, natural, and divinely orchestrated. That ease, that sense of this is right, is the gift of timing. It's not a coincidence. It's the universe arranging events so that your heart, your mind, and your life are in perfect alignment. And every wrong turn, every missed call, every relationship that didn't work out is not punishment, it's preparation. Trusting God's timing also means trusting yourself. It means believing that the skills you are developing today, the patience you are cultivating, and the resilience you are building are all part of your divine preparation. Sometimes we look at the world around us and think we are behind, but there is no behind when you are moving in God's timing. There is only alignment. There is only the unfolding of the life that was designed for you. And when you finally see it, when everything comes together, it will feel effortless, not because you did nothing, but because you were ready. I want you to picture your life as a perfect symphony. Each note, each pause, each rest is intentional. The melody might seem slow at times, the harmony may feel off, but the composer, God, knows exactly when each note should sound, when the crescendo should rise, and when the silence should make the music more powerful. Your impatience cannot speed it up, and your frustration cannot delay it. The music will play perfectly, but only if you trust the timing of the conductor. And here's something people often forget. Trusting the timing of the universe doesn't mean sitting idly. It doesn't mean giving up or doing nothing. It means moving in faith, doing your part, and letting God do the rest. It means planting seeds, watering them, and believing that one day they will bloom. It means showing up every day with hope, courage, and patience, knowing that what is meant for you is on its way. So the next time you feel frustrated, the next time you feel life is passing you by, remember this: God is not late. Everything that is meant for you is moving toward you, step by step, perfectly timed. You don't have to chase, you don't have to force, and you don't have to hurry. The universe is aligning everything behind the scenes to bring you exactly what you need at the exact right moment. Relax, breathe, trust. Your season is coming, and when it does, it will arrive fully, powerfully, and beautifully, because God's timing is not just right, it's perfect. And when you finally see it, you will realize that every delay, every challenge, every moment of waiting was worth it. There's a point in life where you realize that no matter how hard you push, no matter how much you force, some things just don't move until you stop fighting. Think about it. How many times have you tried to make something happen so badly that you ended up exhausted, frustrated, and even more stuck than before? You've chased a goal, fought for recognition, or tried to fix a situation only to feel like the harder you try, the further it slips away. That, my friend, is the struggle. And here's the truth: struggle is often a signal not of failure, but that it's time to let go and allow the universe or God to work through you, not against you. Look at water as a simple example. If you try to hold water in a tight fist, it slips through your fingers. But if you relax your hand, let it rest in your open palm, the water stays. Life works the same way. When you grip too tightly, whether it's to a dream, a person, a career, or an outcome, you block the flow of what is meant to come to you. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting that there is a higher order, a wisdom far greater than your own efforts, orchestrating the outcome. Take a moment and think about your daily life. How often do you struggle with small things? Traffic, arguments, a slow internet connection, or a delayed text from someone you care about? How often do you wake up thinking, I have to get everything right today or it will all fall apart? These struggles, while they may feel frustrating, are teaching you something powerful: the art of release. When you stop fighting the minor battles, you conserve energy for the major victories. You allow life to flow instead of forcing it to conform to your schedule. Imagine someone in their career endlessly pushing for the promotion, the recognition, the project approval, and yet feeling unseen, unheard, and unappreciated. The harder they fight, the more stress they feel, the more resentment builds. But what if instead they shifted their energy? What if they focused on doing their work excellently, showing up fully, and then letting go of the need to control the outcome? That shift, trusting the process rather than forcing the result, often opens doors that sheer effort could never unlock. Opportunities begin to appear where there seemed to be none. People start noticing, and life aligns in ways that feel almost effortless. Think about relationships as well. How many times have you tried to force someone to love you, to understand you, or to accept you? You've argued, explained, pleaded, and pushed, only to feel more frustration. The harder you push, the more resistance you meet. But the moment you let go, the moment you stop demanding and start allowing, something remarkable happens. Clarity. People either rise to meet your energy naturally, or they step away, leaving space for the right connections to enter. Release creates the room for life to work in its natural, divine rhythm. And let's be honest, letting go of struggle is also about letting go of fear. Fear drives struggle. We struggle because we fear we won't have enough, that we won't succeed, that we will be left behind. But what if you trusted that the universe, God, or life itself has your back? What if you believe that what is meant for you will not pass you by, that abundance, love, success, and joy are all on their way, even if it doesn't look like it yet? When you let go of struggle, you are letting go of fear. You are sending a message to life: I trust you. I trust the timing. I trust the process. And that trust is magnetic. It draws the right people, situations, and opportunities toward you. Consider the story of a musician, writer, or artist. They pour their heart into a project, spending years struggling to get noticed. Every rejection feels like a battle, but the moment they stop forcing fame, stop fighting for attention, and simply create with love, authenticity, and purpose, their work resonates in ways that push through barriers. Success often comes not when we fight for it, but when we stop struggling and let our natural gifts shine into the world. The lesson applies to finances, health, and personal growth too. You can stress about every bill, obsess over every outcome, and force every step of your journey, but that kind of energy keeps you trapped in tension. When you relax, focus on consistent action rather than frantic effort, and trust that your efforts are accumulating in unseen ways, doors begin to open. Life moves in alignment with your faith, your patience, and your willingness to let go. So I want you to repeat this to yourself every morning. I release the struggle. I release the need to force. I trust the process. I trust the timing. I allow life to flow through me. Say it until you believe it. Say it until it changes your energy, because struggle is heavy, but release is freedom. And freedom opens the door for miracles, opportunities, and blessings that you cannot imagine. The universe, God, or life itself is not punishing you when things feel delayed or difficult. It is preparing you. It is aligning the elements so that when the time is right, what comes to you will be exactly what you need, fully formed and perfectly timed. You don't have to wrestle with it, chase it, or force it into existence. Let go of the struggle. Relax your hands, open your heart, and watch how life responds. What is meant for you will find its way. And when it does, it will feel effortless, powerful, and completely right. Patience is not just a virtue, it is a muscle. And like any muscle, it must be exercised, strengthened, and nurtured. Too often we think of patience as something passive, something we endure because we have no choice. But true patience is active. It is a form of spiritual strength, a practice that trains your mind, your heart, and your soul to rise above frustration, anxiety, and fear. Imagine for a moment how different your life would be if you approached every delay, every obstacle, every moment of waiting as an opportunity to grow stronger rather than a source of suffering. That is the power of patience. It transforms waiting into preparation, frustration into focus, and delay into alignment. Think about a farmer planting seeds. He doesn't demand the harvest the day after he plants. He waters, he tends the soil, he protects the crop from pests, he waits. And every day, even when there is no visible change, life is happening beneath the surface. Roots are growing, stems are strengthening, and leaves are preparing to react. H for the sunlight. If the farmer were impatient and dug up the soil every day to check, he would destroy the very growth he is trying to nurture. Life works the same way. Every delay, every challenge, every moment of waiting is like the soil beneath your feet. It is preparing you, strengthening you, and making you ready for what is coming. Patience allows that growth to happen unseen, trusting that the harvest will come. Now bring this into your daily life. How often do you find yourself irritated by traffic, slowed down by bureaucracy, or delayed by someone else's schedule? How often do you look at your calendar, your goals, your dreams, and feel impatient because things aren't happening fast enough? This impatience is not just uncomfortable, it is a signal that your spiritual muscle of patience needs exercise. Every time you choose to breathe instead of panic, to smile instead of fume, to wait with faith instead of rushing with fear, you are strengthening that muscle. You are building resilience, focus, and clarity. Consider the story of someone trying to grow their career. They send out resumes, they network, they apply for positions, but the responses are slow. Every rejection can feel like a personal failure. But patience teaches a different lesson. Each step, each no is part of the training, part of the journey. The people who succeed are not necessarily the fastest. They are the ones who persist, who continue to improve, who stay committed while others quit in frust. Ration. Patience allows them to arrive fully prepared at the exact moment opportunity opens the door. Patience is equally powerful in personal relationships. Have you ever rushed into a friendship, a romantic relationship, or a partnership only to discover that things weren't ready to flourish? Or have you felt desperate for someone to change, to understand you, or to respond in the way you wanted? The truth is, people, like situations, have their own timing, and patience is the gift that allows them and you to grow naturally. By exercising patience, you honor the process, you respect the journey, and you create the space for authenticity to emerge. In doing so, you avoid the heartache and frustration that come from forcing outcomes too soon. Think about health and wellness as well. Building strength, losing weight, learning a new skill, or recovering from an injury does not happen overnight. Every step, every day of consistent effort matters. The impatient person gives up at the first sign of delay, while the patient person keeps moving forward, understanding that results are cumulative. Patience allows you to stay consistent, to maintain faith in the process, and to celebrate the small victories that ultimately lead to transformation. Patience also teaches humility. It reminds you that you do not control everything, and that sometimes the universe or God is orchestrating outcomes in ways you cannot yet understand. It is in those moments when you cannot see the full picture that patience becomes a spiritual anchor. It allows you to release anxiety about the future, fear about the unknown, and frustration about the present. It gives you the strength to stand tall in uncertainty, to maintain peace when everything seems out of control, and to trust that the delays are purposeful, preparing you for something greater than you could have imagined. Here's a simple truth. Every time you practice patience, you are training your soul for greatness. You are building endurance for the challenges ahead. You are creating the inner space necessary to receive blessings fully. And the more you practice, the stronger you become. Soon, what once frustrated you will no longer shake you. What once seemed unbearable will now feel like preparation. Every pause, every delay, every moment of waiting becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. I want you to start seeing patience as your superpower. Every traffic jam, every missed opportunity, every delay in life is a chance to exercise this spiritual muscle. Every moment you resist the urge to force, argue, or rush, you are growing stronger. And the remarkable truth is that when your patience is tested, when life slows you down, that is the exact moment your strength is increasing and your readiness is deepening. Remember, patience is not passive waiting, it is active trust. It is belief that your life, your goals, your dreams, and your blessings are moving toward you in perfect timing. It is faith that the universe is preparing everything you need, exactly when you need it. And when the moment finally arrives, when your patience is rewarded, you will step into it fully ready, fully confident, and fully empowered, because you exercise the spiritual muscle that made you ready. Every person walking this earth has a purpose, and yet so many of us live our lives chasing distractions, meeting expectations, or simply going through the motions without asking ourselves the most important question: am I moving in alignment with my purpose? Aligning your actions with purpose is not about doing more, it's about doing the right things in the right way. It's about ensuring that every decision, every effort, every step you take brings you closer to the life you are meant to live. When your actions are aligned with purpose, life begins to flow in a rhythm that feels effortless, natural, and undeniably powerful. Think about a river. The water doesn't fight its path. It doesn't try to go uphill or rush into walls. It moves in alignment with the contours of the land, flowing naturally, gaining strength and speed as it follows its true course. The moment the river fights against this path, it creates turbulence, erosion, and frustration. Your life works the same way. When your actions are aligned with your purpose, you are like that river, moving powerfully and effortlessly towards your destiny. When they are misaligned, you expend energy in struggle, confusion, and setbacks. Let's bring this closer to home. Imagine a young professional who is talented in communication, but spends years working in a field that drains them instead of energizes them. They put in long hours, chase promotions, and push themselves beyond exhaustion. Every morning, they wake up feeling heavy, uninspired, and anxious. Why? Because their actions are misaligned with their true purpose. Now imagine if that same person recognized their gifts, realigned their efforts toward work that resonated with their passions, and pursued projects that made them feel alive. Suddenly, the same effort produces joy, fulfillment, and opportunities that were invisible before. Alignment transforms struggle into flow and effort into impact. Consider relationships as well. When you align your actions with your values and your purpose, you naturally attract people who resonate with that energy. You stop forcing connections, stop trying to fit into molds that aren't yours, and stop wasting energy on relationships that drain you. Instead, you become magnetic to the right people, the ones who encourage, inspire, and support the person you are becoming. Alignment in your actions creates harmony in your interactions, making your personal and professional relationships more meaningful, impactful, and joyful. Every decision you make is a reflection of alignment. Are you choosing tasks that move you toward your long-term goals, or are you distracted by what seems urgent but is irrelevant? Are you investing your time in people who lift you, or those who pull you into drama and exhaustion? Are you speaking words that empower your spirit, or words that diminish your confidence? Alignment is not passive. It is an intentional, daily practice. It is making choices that resonate with your values, your passions, and your highest self, even when the easier or faster path tempts you to stray. Let me share a simple daily life example. Think about your morning routine. The small actions you take every day, what you eat, how you start your day, what you focus on first. These are opportunities to align with purpose. If you rush, if you start your day reacting to notifications, news, or the stress of others, you are misaligned. But if you begin with intention, breathing, planning, focusing on what truly matters, you set the tone for the day. Every subsequent action, every interaction, every choice becomes a reflection of that alignment. Small actions aligned consistently create massive results. Alignment also transforms setbacks into lessons. When your actions are purposeful, failure is never final. A delay, a mistake, or a loss is simply a signpost redirecting you to the path you were meant to follow. The person who is misaligned will see failure as a reason to quit, while the aligned individual sees it as guidance, a way to course correct, learn, and grow. Purpose provides a lens through which every challenge becomes an opportunity and every obstacle becomes a stepping stone. Think about creativity or personal projects. An artist who paints simply for attention may struggle to gain recognition, but an artist who creates with intention, who pours their heart into work that reflects their truth, who aligns every brushstroke with their inner purpose, touches the hearts of others in ways that feel effortless. The alignment between action and purpose amplifies impact. The world responds to authenticity, to intention, to alignment. And here's the remarkable truth. When you align your actions with purpose, you stop wasting energy on what doesn't matter. Your focus sharpens, your confidence rises, your intuition becomes more reliable. Opportunities begin to appear that were invisible before, doors open that were previously closed, and people, situations, and circumstances begin to fall into place. Life stops being a series of random events and starts becoming a symphony of intentional moments. So, I want you to ask yourself this question every day. Are my actions today moving me closer to the life I am meant to live? If the answer is yes, keep moving. If the answer is no, pause, recalibrate, and realign. Trust that every small choice, every deliberate action compounds over time. Trust that living with purpose, even in the smallest moments, transforms ordinary days into extraordinary lives. Trust that alignment is not just about success. It is about fulfillment, peace, and joy that cannot be taken away by circumstances. Remember this, life does not reward mere effort. T rewards focused, intentional, aligned effort. The person who moves in alignment with purpose is unstoppable. Every step, every decision, every action becomes a magnet for blessings, opportunities, and growth. When you align your actions with your purpose, life begins to bend towards you, guiding you towards your highest self, your greatest achievements, and your deepest joy. Fear and doubt are some of the heaviest chains you can carry in life. They whisper in your ear, telling you that you are not enough, that the opportunity will pass, or that the dream you desire is too big. They make you hesitate, second guess yourself, and sometimes even stop before you begin. But here's the truth. Fear and doubt are not indicators of reality. They are illusions. They are signals pointing you to the very areas where you need courage, faith, and action. The moment you release them, you open the door to possibilities that you could not even imagine while clutching them so tightly. Think about a child learning to ride a bicycle. At first they wobble, unsure of themselves, afraid of falling. Fear fills their mind. What if I crash? What if I fail? And yet, as soon as they let go of the fear, trust the balance, and pedal forward, the impossible becomes possible. They discover freedom, strength, and confidence in motion. Life works the same way. You cannot experience your full potential while clinging to fear. You cannot move forward while doubting yourself at every turn. Release fear, He first pedal stroke and allow yourself to find balance in faith and action. Daily life is filled with moments where fear and doubt quietly creep in. Perhaps it's the hesitation to speak up at work because you fear rejection. Maybe it's holding back a creative idea because you doubt it's good enough. Or it could be delaying a life-changing decision because you fear the unknown. Every moment spent imprisoned by fear is a moment you spend away from the life you are meant to live. Releasing it does not mean recklessness. It means trusting that you are equipped, capable, and worthy of stepping into the opportunities in front of you. Consider a person starting a new business or pursuing a passion project. At first, fear dominates. What if I fail? What if no one supports me? What if I lose everything? Doubt creeps in as well, whispering, maybe I'm not talented enough. Maybe this isn't for me. But those who release fear and doubt, who step forward despite uncertainty, often discover that the world responds to courage. Doors open, people come to help, ideas flow, and opportunities emerge that were invisible to the fearful mind. Fear and doubt only have power when you give them your energy, release them, and you reclaim your power. Relationships are no different. How often do you hold back your love, your honesty, or your truth because of fear? Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of being misunderstood. But the moment you release that fear, you create space for genuine connection. You begin to attract the people who resonate with your true self. You stop chasing validation and start receiving acceptance, trust, and love organically. Doubt is often the thief of relationships. It convinces you that you are too much or not enough. Releasing it allows authenticity to shine. Even in your personal growth, fear and doubt are constant companions. You may want to learn a new skill, start a new habit, or change your lifestyle, yet you hesitate because you worry about failure or judgment. The truth is, doubt will always exist in some form, but you are not required to listen to it. The moment you release fear, you allow yourself to take imperfect action. The moment you release doubt, you begin a journey of growth that accelerates with every step forward. Action, fueled by faith, dissolves fear. Persistence, fueled by courage, overcomes doubt. Let's bring it closer to the everyday. How often do you avoid opportunities because fear tells you you're not ready? Maybe it's a conversation you want to have, a risk you want to take, or a dream you've been silently nurturing. The world rewards those who act, not those who wait for fear to disappear. Releasing fear is not a single moment. It's a daily practice. It's choosing to move forward even when your heart races, your hands shake, or your mind screams caution. Every small act of courage weakens fear and doubt, building your confidence and expanding your vision. Here's a simple truth. Fear and doubt are not obstacles. They are invitations. They show you where your growth, faith, and courage are needed most. They highlight the places in your life where you are meant to stretch, rise, and step into your full power. The moment you release them, the world responds. Opportunities you never imagined appear, connections you never expect to deepen, possibilities you thought were out of reach suddenly feel natural and attainable. So, I want you to start this practice today. Whenever fear whispers, say, I release you. I am stronger than you. Whenever doubt creeps in, affirm, I trust myself. I trust the process. I trust the timing. Make these declarations, not just words, but actions. Let them guide your choices, fuel your steps, and liberate your spirit. The life waiting for you, the life of abundance, joy, success, and fulfillment cannot be experienced while fear and doubt hold you captive. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward despite it. Faith is not the absence of doubt. It is trusting that your next step is guided even when the path is unclear. Release fear and doubt, and you will discover the power, the peace, and the momentum that has been waiting inside you all along. When you finally let go, you create space for miracles, breakthroughs, and blessings that are far bigger than your imagination. The world is waiting for the version of you that fear and doubt cannot touch. Step into it. Release them. Move forward. Your words are more powerful than you think. Every sentence you speak, every thought you voice, every word you allow to leave your mouth carries energy, intention, and influence, not just on the people around you, but on your own life. And yet, so many of us are speaking fear instead of hope, doubt instead of possibility, limitation instead of potential. The truth is, what you speak is what you attract. When you speak what you fear, you give life to the very things you don't want. But when you speak what you want, you activate the energy of your desires and begin to draw them towards you. The key is learning to speak with intention, with faith, and with a focus on what you are creating, not what you are avoiding. Think about a simple, everyday example. Imagine two coworkers. One wakes up every morning saying, I'll never get that promotion. I'm not good enough. The other wakes up saying, I am capable. I am prepared. And right opportunities are coming to me. Which one do you think feels confident in meetings, takes initiative, and inspires their team? Which one naturally attracts mentors, advocates, and opportunities? Words shape perception, both your perception of yourself and how the world perceives you. Speaking what you fear keeps you trapped in limitation. Speaking what you want opens the door to possibility. Consider relationships. Many people struggle with fear in communication. They speak insecurity instead of confidence. They might leave me. They won't understand me. I don't know if they'll ever care. These words, spoken repeatedly, influence the energy in the relationship, often creating the very outcomes they fear. Contrast that with someone who says, I am loved, I am appreciated, I attract kindness and respect. Even if the situation isn't perfect yet, the energy of their words creates space for trust, connection, and growth. Words are not magic, they are alignment. They align your mind, your heart, and your actions with the reality you want to experience. Let's bring it closer to daily life. Think about your finances, your career, or your personal goals. When you constantly say, I can't afford this, I'll never be successful, or it's impossible for me, your mind starts filtering reality through that lens. You unconsciously avoid opportunities, overlook solutions, and miss possibilities. But when you speak with clarity and confidence, I am attracting abundance, I am capable of success, I have what it takes to create the life I want. Your energy shifts. Your eyes begin to notice opportunities you missed before. Your confidence increases and your actions start aligning with your spoken intentions. Words are not just communication. They are the bridge between your dreams and your reality. Think about a teacher, a parent, or a mentor. Every day, the words they choose shape the environment around them. A parent who says, you are capable, you can do this, instills courage and resilience in their child. A teacher who says, I believe in your potential, inspires students to reach higher. The same principle applies to your life. What you say to yourself matters just as much. Every time you speak limitation, fear, or doubt, you reinforce it. Every time you speak hope, faith, and possibility, you nurture your potential. Even in moments of stress or challenge, words matter. Picture someone facing a setback, a failed project, a difficult conversation, or an unexpected obstacle. The immediate reaction of fear often comes out in words, I knew this would happen. I'm doomed. I can't do this. These words reinforce despair. Now imagine if instead They said, I am learning, I am growing, I am capable of turning this around. Suddenly, their energy shifts. Their mind begins to focus on solutions rather than problems. Their confidence strengthens and their actions become more productive. Speaking what you want is not denial of reality. It is the conscious choice to focus on what you are building rather than what you are fearing. Let's think about your personal growth and habits. Many of us want change, yet we continue to speak the limitations aloud. I can't exercise consistently. I'll never save enough. I don't have the discipline. Speaking what you want transforms the internal narrative. I am committed to my health. I am disciplined and consistent. I am attracting abundance. Those words prime your mind, direct your energy, and guide your actions. Your reality begins to mirror your declarations because energy follows focus and focus follows words. Here's a powerful insight. When you speak what you want, you are taking responsibility for your life. You are no longer a passive observer waiting for circumstances to change. You are actively co-creating your reality with every word. Your speech becomes a tool of manifestation, a declaration of your faith, and a roadmap for your actions. The universe responds not just to your dreams, but to the language you use to express them. So, start today by listening to the words you're speaking, not just out loud, but inside your mind. Identify the words of fear, doubt, and limitation. Replace them with words of hope, confidence, and intention. Speak your desires as if they are already yours. Declare them boldly. I am capable. I am ready. I am attracting the life I dream of. Speak them not once, but every day until they echo through your actions, your decisions, and your reality. Remember, words are seeds. When planted with intention, they grow into reality. When spoken with faith, they build bridges to opportunities, courage, and blessings. Speak what you want, not what you fear. Speak life into your dreams. Speak power into your potential. Speak hope into your heart. And watch as the world begins to respond to the energy you are creating with every word. Peace is more than just a quiet mind or a calm heart. It is a statement of power. It is a declaration that no circumstance, no person, no obstacle has the authority to shake you, derail you, or define your reality. And yet, so many of us give our power away to chaos, stress, and external pressures, forgetting that true strength comes from the ability to remain centered, composed, and peaceful no matter what life throws at us. Your peace is not passive, it is active. It is a force that shapes your environment, your decisions, and ultimately your destiny. When you claim your peace, you claim your power. Think about a storm. When the wind is raging and the rain is pouring, trees that are flexible and rooted stand firm. They do not resist the wind, nor do they break under pressure. They bend, they adapt, they remain grounded. That is how peace works. When life storms hit, financial struggles, relationship conflicts, career setbacks, peace is the root that keeps you steady. It allows you to bend without breaking, to act without reacting, and to move forward without losing yourself. Your peace is the anchor in the chaos, the silent power that commands respect and opens doors that aggression or panic never could. Look at your daily life. How often do you allow frustration to dictate your reactions? Perhaps someone cuts you off in traffic and you feel your heart rate spike. Or a colleague criticizes your work and anger rises instantly. Or maybe you wake up to bad news and immediately carry that stress throughout your day. These are ordinary moments, but they are also tests of power. The choice to remain calm, to breathe, and to respond with composure is a choice to wield your peace as a power statement. It communicates silently. I am in control. I am grounded. I will not let fear or anger steer me. Your peace is also contagious. People feel it, sense it, and respond to it. Have you ever been in the presence of someone who is completely composed, regardless of chaos around them? Their energy does something remarkable. It settles others, inspires confidence, and commands attention. That is the power of peace. It is not just an internal state. It is a force that transforms the space around you. When you cultivate inner calm, you influence outcomes. People listen, doors open, and opportunities align in ways that frantic energy never could. Consider a business leader navigating a high-pressure situation. Imagine a team panicking over a missed deadline or an unexpected shock. Change. The leader who loses their composure only amplifies the chaos, but the leader who remains peaceful, focused, and solution-oriented inspires confidence. Their calmness signals to others that despite the challenges, there is a path forward. That leader's peace is a power statement. It communicates mastery, clarity, and authority even when circumstances are difficult. Even in personal relationships, your peace has profound influence. When conflicts arise, when emotions run high, when words are sharp, responding from peace rather than reaction changes the dynamic entirely. Instead of escalating tension, you create space for understanding, resolution, and growth. Your peace communicates value, self-respect, emotional intelligence, and spiritual strength. It shows others that you are not easily shaken, that you operate from a place of clarity, and that your inner life is not dependent on external validation. Daily routines offer constant opportunities to exercise peace as a power statement. Perhaps it's waking up early and starting your day with intentional calm rather than immediately reaching for your phone and getting caught in the noise. Perhaps it's pausing before responding to a stressful email, choosing clarity over emotion. Perhaps it's taking a deep breath in traffic, reminding yourself that the moment does not control you. You control your reaction. These small acts of choosing peace accumulate, building a foundation of resilience, focus, and personal power. Think about your health and energy. Stress, anxiety, and agitation drain your vitality, cloud your judgment, and limit your potential. Peace, on the other hand, restores energy, sharpens focus, and creates mental clarity. When you operate from a place of peace, you make better decisions, take more effective action, and handle challenges with grace. In this way, peace is not a passive feeling. It is a strategic advantage, a power tool, and a form of protection against life's chaos. And here's the deeper truth. Peace is a spiritual signal. It communicates trust in yourself, trust in your path, and trust in the universe or God. When you remain peaceful, even in the face of uncertainty, you are declaring that you believe things are aligning, that setbacks are temporary, and that every situation is part of your preparation for something greater. Peace is faith in motion. It is visible in your posture, audible in your tone, and palpable in your presence. It tells the world that you are aligned with a higher order and that your energy cannot be shaken by fear, doubt, or frustration. So I want you to start today, starting this very moment, to view your peace as your power. In every conversation, every interaction, every decision, choose to operate from calm, from composure, from clarity. Let your peace communicate strength when words are unnecessary. Let it influence outcomes when actions speak louder than reactions. Let it guide your energy and decisions so that life flows through you rather than against you. Remember, chaos may rage around you. Storms may come and people may test you, but when you carry peace as your power, you are untouchable. Peace is your silent authority. Peace is your shield. Peace is your declaration that you are not defined by circumstance, but by the strength of your spirit. Your peace is not weakness. It is power. It is influence. It is mastery. Claim it, protect it, live it, and watch as the world responds to the quiet but undeniable force that radiates from within you. Grace is one of the most powerful forces in life. It is the invisible hand that carries you through challenges, the quiet presence that transforms struggle into opportunity, and the unearned favor that makes the impossible possible. And miracles, they are not just random acts of luck. They are the natural result of aligning with that grace, of being open to receive what life, the universe, or God has already prepared for you. The key to a life of abundance, fulfillment, and joy is to learn not only to work, pray, and hope, but to receive, to step into the space where grace flows freely and expect that miracles are waiting to unfold. Think about the simplest moments in daily life. Maybe it's waking up to a day you thought would be difficult, only to have small, unexpected blessings appear. A friend calls to encourage you. A long-standing problem resolves itself, or an opportunity shows up just when you need it most. These are everyday miracles. Yet, so often we overlook them because we are too focused on what hasn't happened yet, what is delayed, or what we are striving to achieve. Grace is teaching us to notice, to receive, and to celebrate the small miracles that are already shaping our lives. Every moment of unexpected ease, every solution that appears without struggle is a sign that miracles are already in motion, and all we have to do is receive them. Consider a person who has been working tirelessly toward a goal, maybe a promotion, a business venture, or a creative project. They may feel exhausted, discouraged, and ready to give up. Then unexpectedly, someone offers guidance, a door opens, or the perfect opportunity falls into place. This is grace. It doesn't come because of frantic effort alone. It comes because the universe responds when you are aligned, open, and ready to receive. Miracles often arrive when we stop striving in desperation and start trusting in the flow of life. Expecting miracles doesn't mean passivity. It means believing that your efforts combined with grace will manifest in ways beyond your imagination. Think about relationships. How many times have you tried to control love, friendship, or family bonds only to feel frustration when it didn't go as planned? Grace teaches that some of the best connections happen when we release control, when we allow people and situations to unfold naturally. A word of encouragement, a timely conversation, or an unexpected meeting can shift everything in a moment. These are the miracles of grace. When you expect them, you notice them. When you remain open, you are ready to receive them. Even in health and personal well-being, grace plays a vital role. Maybe you've been trying to improve your physical or mental health for years, hitting plateaus or facing setbacks. Then something unexpected happens, a new approach, an insightful connection, or a breakthrough that feels almost like magic. That is grace intervening, guiding you toward the next step. Expecting miracles allows you to see these moments not as coincidences, but as answers to your perseverance and faith. You begin to notice the extraordinary in the ordinary. Grace also teaches humility. It reminds us that while effort, discipline, and planning matter, there are forces beyond our control working for us. It shifts the focus from how much we can do to how open we are to receive. The more open you are, the more abundant life becomes. Miracles are often blocked by doubt, skepticism, and the inability to believe that something extraordinary is possible. But when you step into a posture of expectation, you create a magnetic field for blessings to flow toward you. Consider a daily life scenario: a parent worrying about their child, a professional stressed about a deadline, or a student anxious about exams. Miracles often arrive not as sudden, massive events, but as small, seemingly coincidental moments of grace, a supportive word from a teacher, an unexpected insight, a solution that appears out of nowhere. If you are prepared to receive, you notice them, and their impact can change everything. Grace is in the details, in the whispers of timing, and in the unseen forces orchestrating life. Expecting miracles requires faith in timing and trust in the unseen. It requires letting go of rigid control and acknowledging that life has the capacity to exceed your imagination. Perhaps you have been praying, working, and hoping for a breakthrough that hasn't come in the way you envisioned. Miracles often arrive differently than expected. A lost opportunity may redirect you toward a better path. A closed door may guide you to an open one. A challenge may transform into a platform for growth and impact. When you expect miracles, you are ready to recognize them, seize them, and integrate them into your life fully. And here's the truth: receiving grace is an active choice. It's choosing to say, I am open, I am ready, I am worthy. It's the conscious act of believing that abundance, joy, love, and opportunity are not just for others, they are for you. Miracles are not reserved for someone else's life. They are available to anyone who is willing to receive them. And when you expect them, your mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith, and from struggle to surrender. So start today by opening your heart to grace. Notice the small miracles already present, an encouraging message, a helpful hand, an unexpected solution. Expect the bigger miracles, even if you cannot yet see them. Trust that your efforts combined with faith and openness will bring into your life exactly what is meant for you at the perfect time. Receive the blessings that are coming, even when the timing seems mysterious, and allow your life to be transformed by the power of grace and miracles. Remember, miracles are not random. They are the natural outcome of alignment, faith, and openness. Life is abundant, but it requires your willingness to receive. Grace is already flowing toward you. Miracles are already waiting for you. All you have to do is accept, believe, and step fully into the life that is ready to unfold.